to 2010 when we won, and we had to go the hard way again with the draw. And again, I thought we were going to kill them in the replay game, and thought we'd got our mindset right. Mick Malthouse was just absolutely magnificent that week. You know, Scotty Pendlebury had basically dysentery in the first game, lost 5 kilos, came out and won the Norm Smith medal. I think Nick Maxwell doesn't get anywhere near what he should for saving that game that first week. He was just heroic. And I'm watching the game, and Nick Riewoldt kicked the ball out of the pack, the bounce, and you see Nick Maxwell get there and touch it on the line. And I'm thinking that's the same bounce that Jezza did in 1970. You know, I watch, I got a mental block. Brendan Goddard takes the big mark. That's Jezza in 1970. I'm watching all these moments in time of my heart being broken from when I was a 5-year-old listening to it on the radio in 1970. First time I actually cried for something outside of stubbing my toe was that. And suddenly it's happening, and it's opening up in front of. So the first one, we had the game shot, and then suddenly they come back, they hit the front. I go, oh no, and I thought that was the end. I was going to finish up then. There was no more. I was absolutely emotionally wrought. Yeah, and there was nothing anyway. We got up and we got the draw. I thought, right, we're right here. And I'd read all the books about the 1977 draw. The Coach was a famous book, was probably one of the few books inside the North Melbourne Football Club, and they followed Barras. And I'd memorised what happened in 77 where Collingwood sort of disappeared into the night and, we've been cursed, we should have won. And, you know, they had a draw in a grand final but felt they'd lost because they were 27 points up. And I didn't want that to happen. I met Mick down on the ground and said, look, we go to the dinner tonight. And then it was a bit of luck our way because all the rooms had flooded. And at the MCG.
It was 2010, wasn't it?
Yeah, the sewage had come up. So we had to go over into the southern stand. So we had a little bit of think time out there, and Jeff Walsh was great, and David Butterfin, our fitness guy, and Maxie had gone off his head in the press, remember on the ground?
Yeah, that's right.
We shouldn't have to come. I said, mate, you're the luckiest bloke alive. You're almost a losing Collingwood captain in a grand final. So we go across, we go that night, and we walk in, everyone's got their heads down. And I just walked around, it's half time. And Mick gave one of the great speeches, and we were able to get we had a travel agency at Collingwood. So first thing we did is got all the partners, all the parents, don't ask a question, your holiday's paid for, we're going to fix it all up. And I'd already spoken to Andrew Dimitri about what we're going to do, all these things. Your tickets are right. In fact, stay in a hotel, don't go back to their house, give them some fresh air. And then we got in the boys and did all the tests, and, you know, they're all flat because it was a hot day. And we told them, oh, no, you're brand new. Well, we didn't. Mick and David Butterfin told them and psyched them up. That's why the Lexus Centre, we've got, they're hanging their coats on nails down there, and their president came out, Greg Westaway, and said, the game should be played on a Sunday to give extra time. I came and said, no, we're right to go Friday night. I'm making it up.
Anyway, like, what the heck are you doing, man?
But that night was a pivotal moment. Scott Pendlebury and Maxie talk about it as well, about we got everyone from being flat to right. Okay, so by the time we finished, everyone was fed. And I was really worried that in 77 there was no mobile phones. And it was bad enough for the players then. They told me, and I asked a few of them over the years, I said, yeah, we're all over the place, and people are ringing up and the next day. And I didn't want our guys getting all the text messages and just feeling flat. So I said, right, let's have a good night. Got the band up, and we had a night like it was a mid-year, 200-game party for somebody.
Brilliant.
And we got it going again. Next morning, everyone's down. I met at 6 o'clock on Sunday morning with Andrew Dimitri to go through so that I could go down at 8 o'clock to training and say, right, boys, we're right. You're going to get this amount of money. And they straight away, it was good. I think they got about 30 grand or something. Said, right, you're in. Because we worked out how much the replay was going to be worth. It was going to be Mozza for the AFL. and then we had everyone's holidays rebooked, so everyone was happy. It became an adventure. And I remember Barras in 77 got up at that dinner, and he said to all the women, didn't address the players, he addressed the women, and he said, I need your boyfriend, your husband, I need your men for one more week, and we'll create history, and it'll go down in folklore forever. And I don't know if they remembered it, but I did. And I was at the game. I was a 12-year-old. And it was the first grand final I went to, so certainly it resonated with me. So, yeah, so to win.
You won it how you handled it, though. basically.
I think the club did. I think, as I said,
Players are good to execute it, but-
players were unbelievable. They lifted, but they just needed to be taken in the right direction. As I said, Mick Malthouse was just sensational that week. He was everything you could ever hope for in a coach. Mick helps save our club. He rebuilt it. I wanted it built in his image, and he did it.
That was just a little teaser of our full episode. They're out Wednesdays on YouTube, and you can listen to them wherever you get your podcast. Go on, get out of here.